As you know, our mission is to eradicate extreme poverty by 2030.
Yeah.
Across the globe, it's people who are living in poverty that are the greatest risk of criminalization and incarceration. What we're doing is tackling the most glaring example of the criminalization of poverty across America, which is cash bail.
Cash bail creates this two-tiered justice system where if you have money, you can afford to get out of jail immediately. And if you don't, then you are in this bottom tier.
I think that this is an opportunity, we think, over the next 3 months to really get this right. And so we'd love your help driving it forward.
You can count on me for that.
Thank you.
Cash bail perpetuates a cycle of poverty. There are currently
If you are poor, you're guilty until proven innocent. And having advocated for young men and women from underserved communities for the last 20 years, it is the reality of what our justice system looks like. Cash bail creates two social classes. If you have the ability to afford bail, then you'll be let out. But the young man or woman who doesn't have the means to do so, they won't. That's just not fair. It's not right.
Take action by signing Global Citizens Petition on globalcitizen.org and end wealth-based detention.
In the United States, we incarcerate far more people than any other nation in the world.
There's about 2.3 million people incarcerated in the United States.
What most people don't realize is that 750,000 of those people are actually in our local jails.
Prison is where you're held after you've been convicted and sentenced. Jail is where people are held pre-trial.
They're simply there awaiting their day in court to face the charges that they were accused of.
They are presumed innocent. They haven't been found guilty of anything.
The presumption of innocence is one of the kind of the bedrock principles of our American system of criminal justice.
And the primary reason they're there is because they can't afford their liberty.
In theory, it's supposed to be a method of ensuring that someone will return to court.
You pay money to get out, and if you come back to court, you get your money back. It's supposed to be an incentive, not a punishment.
The average bail set on a felony case is $10,000.
While the median income of those in jail is $15,000 per year.
But because they cannot afford to post the bail amount, they have to sit and languish in jail until their case is resolved. The process itself has become part of the punishment, and so that presumption of innocence kind of goes out the window.
I'm in here for possession in the 7th of narcotics and an AUO in the 3rd, which is driving without a license.
I got into a little dispute with my mom, so she called the police to have her removed from her home.
My charge is petty larceny, and my bail is $1,000.
My bail is $2,500, I believe.
It's only $150. And I'm still here. Trust me, I know.
When I heard my bail amount, there was just kind of like a queasiness in the pit of my stomach.
They just set a bail on you, not knowing your circumstances, not knowing what you're going through at home, not even knowing if you have any way to do this bail. So now I'm just sitting here with a number over my head of amount of money, and if I can't pay it, then what?
I don't have that kind of money. I mean, I live week to week off my paycheck.
We live day to day.
What research has shown is just one night, 2 nights in jail actually has a devastating impact on a person.
Your employer is likely to terminate your job. That, of course, is an economic disaster because you have no way of keeping your family. If you're the breadwinner, every aspect of their life is negatively affected, and poverty is very nearby.
You're taking the man or woman from their house, the wage earners. What does that mean for us? That means a devastating impact on our communities.
When I go home, I don't know, hopefully, fingers crossed that I do go home, I don't know if I'm gonna still have my job because I'm pretty sure they were not contacted at all. So now I'm probably not gonna have a job.
It's gonna definitely have inhibited me from being able to continue making money on my own, and it's gonna make it a lot more difficult for me and her to be able to continuously try to find an apartment. Right now, we're kind of on a day-to-day living situation where even finding food is difficult at this point.
I'm just screwed.
If you have money, you never spend a day in jail. That's pretty much it.
It's tragic. You don't punish people by putting them in cages and asking them to pay a ransom to get out of those cages before they're even found guilty of what you have accused them of.
Incarceration fuels the cycle of poverty. Poor people are more likely to go into jail and prison, and they're more likely to stay poor for the fact of incarceration.